Hey, how are we doing, guys? Gray here, and today we've got another Battle Spot 3v3 live. We're going to be using a Choice Specs Quaquaval, which is certainly an interesting decision. I didn't realise before building this team that actually it doesn't even get a fighting stab on the special side. No Focus Blast, no Aura Sphere, no nothing. So we're running Terra Electric with Terra Blast. We got Hydro Pump, Surf and Hurricane. We'll go for the rest of the team in a second, but before we do, please leave a like if you're enjoying the content, sub so you don't miss out on future content. We'll be daily uploads this week, because we started about like 3 days in, I think. But it's been daily, which is, it's a good start. And also, if you want to use this team, the code is in the top right hand corner. You can go ahead and use that. I don't know how long it'll be up for, but I'm sure for at least this week you'll be able to use this team if you want to. Outside of the Quaquaval, we have got the Dragapult with Choice Band. Terra Blast, Terra Ghost is the strongest stab it's got without Phantom Force, and I don't want to be taking 2 turns. We have got a Terra Normal Lucario with a very standard set. Assault Vest, Sizzle with the Trailblaze, because you got to have something kind of funky on that Sizzle. We got Choice Scarf, Rotom Moat. I don't think I've seen Rotom Moat at all in this ladder, so we're probably going to see it today because we somehow managed to get a Greedent in the last video. If you didn't see that, go and check it out. And then we've got the mascot pick, Tyranitar with Dragon Dance, Terra Rock, Rock Blast, and the loaded dice. But yeah, that's going to be the team. Let's go ahead and get some battles. So we actually have ended up back in the Pokeball tier after, the downfall of us on that last episode. It wasn't Greedent's fault, I will say that much. I think it was probably the Curse Annihilate set that really kind of, put the nail in the coffin. What do we see here? We see probably screens, potentially like a Scarf, Focus, Final Gambit, Annihilate. We see decent amount of special defense. We see very little actually to check Dragapult, so very tempted to go Dragapult. I do need to bring Quaquaval, I think, for the Great Tusk, because we do have a very physical team. I guess I could also go Rotom. Rotom is a very good check to it, as well as being a check to the Magnezone. So yeah, I think I'll go Dragapult, I'll go Rotom. And what else looks pretty good here? I mean, we've got to go for the Quaquaval, right? Because that is the Mon, and he doesn't actually have a water resist, so I think Quaquaval is absolutely fine. Hopefully the Choice Specs Quaquaval can actually put in some work. We are EV to be able to live a modest Choice Specs Moonblast from Fluttermane. It's not a guarantee, but in return, when we are in Torrent, we are able to one-shot with Hydro Pump in return. So yeah, hopefully that situation comes up at some point. But let's see what they're going to bring. That is some drip. They are dripped the fuck out. I am so surprised to see a Grimmsnarl lead. I did not see that one coming. And we're just going to go ahead and click U-turn. If they have Sucker Punch, that would really fucking suck. But at the same time, I doubt it will be. It's probably just going to set up the screens, as it always does. Never mind, I've been proven completely incorrect. Decent damage. Very respectable. That's an eject button Grimmsnarl. You know what? I actually despise it here. I've got the Thesaurus out, and I'm going through all the different words of how much I dislike it here. Something is a reliable partner. Tusk. Okay. You Photosynthesis speed or attack? Defense. Neither. I don't know why I didn't think, yeah, let's go ahead and get that defense. But we're going to U-turn, and we're just going to go out to Rotom. Rotom looks solid. Quaquaval actually can probably pop off here, but I do not want it to take this hit at all. They did have Magnezone, which could cause me some issues. They're gonna Rapid Spin. They might be quicker than me. Regardless, do I just want a Leaf Storm? Yeah, I think I do. And if they had the Magnezone in the back, that is mightily unfortunate. But they aren't quicker than me, and they are just going to die to the Leaf Storm. Okay, cool. Rotom putting in the finest, and Great Tusk. I won't say it was the only thing stopping my Dragapult, because that would be factually incorrect. However, it is dead, so you love to see that. In comes Gardevoir. Gardevoir is the last one. Levitate, I don't think will matter at all. Yeah, I think I just want to go ahead and click Leaf Storm again. Hopefully they aren't like Carmine. I spoke the Sucker Punch into existence because I'm not... Okay, Mystical Fire, that's fine. Because I can then just go into... I would have to Terra Ghost would be the only downside. Is that too much of a downside? I think Quaquaval lives a hit, so I'm just going to throw off another Leaf Storm. And I'll go into Quaquaval afterwards, and I will Terra. No, I think I'll go Dragapult first. Yeah, I'll go Dragapult first. And I'll Terra with Dragapult. Because I'm pretty sure, like, Specs Quaquaval will be able to do the thing. It should do enough. Are you potentially Scarfed? Could I Sucker Punch it? I mean, I could also U-turn. I could also just click, you know what? We'll go for it. Hopefully Grimmsnarl does come in. I just think there was a possibility of that happening. And quite a strong one at that. But would they Sucker Punch? They probably would Sucker Punch. I could maybe go out into Quaquaval. This Terra Blast is still going to hurt. I know it's resisted, but it's still a choice-banded Dragapult. Yeah, that does so much damage. Holy shit. I think you just Sucker. And if you don't, I should still outspeed with Quaquaval. And be able to throw off a Surf. No reason to click Hydro. We don't need to go missing around here. And if they Spirit Break or play off, then just good play. Yeah, there we go. And I will click Surf. And if it turn out to be Choice Scarf, they're going to reflect. Get absolutely bamboozled, sir. Absolutely bamboozled. Nobody expects the Choice Specs Quaquaval. It kind of works because it's like Spanish theme, Spanish Inquisition. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Is this thing going to kill me? There's a strong chance. You are Torrent. Oh no. But if it doesn't kill me, I am somewhat Spadef. So it might just put me in Torrent. I also might outspeed. They also might Terra. And absolutely eviscerate me with something. Can you be Terra Psychic? So I can just click Sucker Punch after? Terra Fairy, that's just rude. That's honestly just rude. Well, I think if you're Choice Scarf, you probably do win here. Can we live? We cannot live. We unequivocally cannot live. Are you Choice Scarf? There is certainly a chance, and maybe I shouldn't have terrored my Dragapult. We click Terra Blast. Are you Scarf? You are not Scarf. Terra Blast will kill, right? Like, you have no defense stat. Yeah, that easily kills. We are an adamant choice. We're not adamant. We're jolly choice band. But we are a choice band Dragapult with Terra Ghost. Why did I even question it? Shout out to Q the Costa Rican, carrying me through that game. Though Specs Quaquaval did put in the work. It did something. It's unfortunate we were slower than the Gardevoir, but you know, it is what it is. We are outspeeding like modest based 65s or adamant, so we're not expecting to be able to outspeed things like that. Did we end up in Great Ball tier, or were we at Great Ball tier at one point? I don't remember. As we see Mono Dark. Very interesting. Tyranitar does go kinda wild on this. Sizzle looks pretty good. Do I bring Lucario? I think what I want to do actually is just lead off with Quaquaval. I'll bring Sizzle and I'll bring Tyranitar. The reason I'm not bringing Lucario is because I believe that Sableye is likely. And yeah, I don't want to get Willowed. Also, like, I don't hit half the team super effectively with the fighting move. So yeah, let's go ahead and lock that in. Quaquaval, I think, will probably be the thing that scares him more. If he brings the Cacturn, then maybe we can Hurricane it, and that would be fun. We are in our home ground. There's the Cacturn. Okay. Is this thing going to be sashed? I really hope it's not, but I'm going to Terra. Just going to Terra immediately and click Hurricane. They might also Terra, actually. If they Terra Ghost, that'd be quite funny. But that's a very nice hat. They don't Terra, they Sash. They're probably Sash. They are not Sash. Okay, so Specs for Quaquaval, already putting in nothing but the finest. They're probably sat there now like, what the fuck did I just witness? I'm seeing Terra Electric, I'm seeing Hurricane. This mon doesn't do either, though. Actually it does Terra Electric, but it doesn't click Hurricane. In comes Houndoom. I mean, you shouldn't do anything to me unless you're Terra Fighting. If you're Terra Fighting, then that is just terrifying. Pun realised halfway through saying it. But I expect we'll just see we'll see a counter. You did just see that I used Hurricane, right? You were aware of that. I will just click Rock Blast. Destiny Bond. Okay, this is a set. Really wish I didn't actually have the loaded dice here, so okay, well, there was never a world in which he was going to live. If I click Dragon Dance, though, perhaps I shouldn't. Perhaps I don't learn from my own mistakes. And I'm pretty sure we lost to a Destiny Bond mod in the last episode. You know what? It's just becoming tradition at this point. Almost as much as seeing Magnemite, which happened once, but you get me. You know what I mean. Quack, come back in. As we see Bishop as the last one. Okay. I'm just going to click... Well, I'm just going to click Surf. I see no reason to not, because we do still have a Sizzle in the back that can deal with this, no problem. And if they want to Sucker Punch, they can Sucker Punch, but... I mean, it's still Bishop. It's still fairly bulky. What are they going to Terra into? If they Terra Water, Terra Fire, this would just be hilarious because it's probably going to die. Ah, they Terra Dark. That's a little sad. Sucker Punch is going to hurt. It's going to do a lot of damage to me. They're not going to Sucker Punch though. They are Eviolite. Metal Burst. Understandable, sir. Have a nice day. I want to say that we're not quite in range of our Torrent. But because they... Okay, well now we're going to die. If I had switched out there, I was very tempted to. Into Sizzle, then yeah, we'd be in for a good time. But you know what, Quackers, you did your job. To be honest, that is to be expected against Mono Dark. But we were actually the one Quaquaval without a fighting move. And yeah, Sizzle should just be able to go ahead and clean this one up with a U-turn. I could close combat, but I don't think that's necessarily worth it. That is not even going to do half. U-turn, that shouldn't do that, right? Yeah, but we're a Sizzle. Even if you're Eviolite, that's not gonna take this hit. You no longer resist it at all. So 2 out of 2. Specs Quaquaval team going kind of crazy. Okay, so this is probably like the most meta team I've ever seen in my life. Do I want to still lead with Quaquaval against this team? You're damn right, I am very tempted to. We have got the Scizor. You know what? We see Fluttermane. We do see the Fluttermane. My interest has been piqued. Very gonna see what like Corviknight, Fluttermane, and probably one of the water types. You might see Glamora because Glamora. What I don't see though is a lot that really deals with Tyranitar. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with Tyranitar. I'll bring the Quaquaval, of course, because we have to. And I think Scizor probably isn't a bad option just to be able to revenge the Fluttermane. We could also go Dragapult because Dragapult just fucks this team up. So yeah, we'll go Dragapult. And regardless, we'll go ahead and get another one and we will bring Lucario to the next matchup. No matter what the matchup looks like, we're bringing Lucario. Alright then, let's see what they lead off. Yep, English is my first language. Let's see what they lead off with. It is going to be the Glamora. I'm going to click Dragon Dance, and I'm not going to look back. Because I assume that they're just going to want to... Like, they might Terra? No, they just click Stealth Rock. That's kind of what I was expecting. They are going to get every type of hazard under the sun up. But at the same time, we are in the sand, so I think I have the advantage here. And at this point, I am just going to click Rock Blast. We do land. As long as we get like all the hits here, we should be fine. I think we need 4, and Loaded Dice will make sure we always get the 4. There goes all the toxic debris. And if I have to Terra Tyranitar here to be able to live a hit, so be it, I will do so. I think Palafin is quite likely. Just because like priority against his team was kind of nuts. We haven't brought the Rotom, so we do struggle a little bit with water types, but not horrendously badly. The biggest downside, I mean, if he goes into Palafin actually, then he's going to just like click Flip Turn or whatever. He goes Dragonite. I'm going to Terra Rock. I'm going to Terra Rock and just Rock Blast again. Because unless they're like Choice Banded Superpower or Earthquake, we should be fine. We are going to Terra first, of course, because we are at +1 speed. And yeah, this could be the mascot sweep. It's not the Mon that's going to be on the thumbnail, but it's going to be the Mon that's putting in the work here, so... I'm pretty sure even if this is Terra Normal, which I'm expecting it to be, if it's Terra Ground, that is wild. But we've seen wilder shit just in this live, let alone anywhere else on this low ladder. It's Terra Normal. Like I said, this was a very meta-looking team, so I did expect the Terra Normal, but... yeah, I've been bamboozled, I've been hoodwinked in the past, and I think this should still do enough damage. Potentially does enough damage. This looks fairly bulky. If we get all 5 hits, it definitely does enough damage. It will do enough damage potentially after sand, and we do get all 5 hits. So you love to see that. Tyranitar putting in the finest of work. Nice shiny Dragonite though. I've got to say, I do appreciate a shiny Dragonite. I may be the only person in the world who likes shiny Dragonite, but it's a damn good shiny. And it's going to be the IO bundle. A little bit intrigued as to why they, especially at this booster speed, I'm going to be very intrigued as to why they didn't bring this out first. However, it is going to probably get murdered. Because Hydro Pump shouldn't knock me out. We are a Tyranitar. Yeah. And as long as we connect with Rock Blast, we do. This bundle should be dead. It most definitely is dead. So Tyranitar just clicked Dragon Dance on the first turn and swept. Very, very quick. We're at least going to find one more game, because these have been very quick battles to say the least. But then again, we are quite low on the ladder, and we are bringing some pretty, you know, viable mons, unlike in the last one, where we had like Annihilate, and we had Dragapult. I mean, they're terrible mons. Greedent is the only Metamon we had in the last one, and they put in all the work. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have hit the lofty ranks of Great Ball tier, rank 7. We do be climbing here. We're unstoppable. We've only lost 3 games. And I'm pretty sure they were to some random shit as well. Okay, like I said, no matter what the situation, this is a terrible, absolutely atrocious Lucario matchup. Okay, we'll find one more after this, guaranteed, because I am not bringing Lucario to this matchup. It is absolute, you know what? I won't say dog shit, but it's dog shit. Okay, so I think Dragapult looks like a pretty solid lead. I definitely think I'd bring the Dragapult, saying that Corviknight kind of rules it. Quaquaval actually looks really solid, but I don't think it's going to be the lead. Honestly, I think Tyranitar could be the lead again. I could also lead off with Scizor. It's very good against actually pretty much everything on this team. The switch into that would be Corviknight, and honestly I think Quaquaval just kind of claims one. And I guess Dragapult could be the last pick. Rotom is also pretty solid. In fact, Rotom is very solid here, so we'll go with Rotom as the last pick. We'll go with that. I do expect the Corviknight in some fashion because of how many physical attackers, but then again, we had a same situation earlier, and they did not bring the Corviknight, they did not bring Fluttermane, so who the fuck really knows? They do be taking their time though, so they could end up just having, what, Meowscarada, Fluttermane. Okay, they did pick in time, just about. Just in time. A Penny Enjoyer. Gotta respect it. And the drip is okay. The hat, I'm not sure myself. Not my kind of thing. The hat is kind of mid, but it's acceptable. We'll click U-turn. You're probably like Sash, Hazards, bullshit. So yeah, we're actually... I was going to say we're actually quicker. For some reason I read that as us being... them being Scizor. I don't know why. We certainly are not quicker. I can confirm. Not quicker. In comes the sociable Iron Hand. I don't actually have a great way of dealing with this. Actually Terra Electric and clicking Hydro Pump could be a way of dealing with this, even if it is Assault Vest. That's the item I was looking for, but my brain just couldn't find it. We're going to Terra Electric. They might be considering all their life decisions right now because I brought out a water type in front of an electric type, and honestly you couldn't blame them for being confused. However, I do want to keep the Rotom in the back, and I think that whilst Scizor is alive, we really shouldn't lose to Meowscarada. But then again, who knows, weirder things have happened. Weirder things probably does actually like encompass having a Choice Specs Quaquaval. They're probably looking up like Quaquaval moveset, does it get a psychic move that they're unaware of? Nah, we're just going for Specs Hydro Pump, and we're probably going to miss. And then we're going to die to Earthquake the turn after. And if they predict us here and go for Earthquake on our Terra Electric, just outstanding play. So it's going to take absolutely nothing. They are going for Rain Punch, which annoyingly doesn't put me where I need to be. It's very, very rude. We actually have nothing for this. Not me only just realizing that we have nothing for this. We took, what, 90 damage, so we probably do die, and we're going to miss the Hydro Pump. So it's just all gone horribly here. Can we live? We can't live. Okay, I think we just lose to Iron Hands on this one. Not going to lie. It's not going particularly well. I guess I've got to go into Scizor. Like, what is Scizor even going to do here? Because it's not like I can go into my Rotom. You know what? I'm just going to forfeit this one. There is absolutely no world, right, in which we can bring this back. I'll close combat and see how much we do, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near enough damage Yeah, that's pathetic damage. Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and run from this one, and we'll find another game, and we'll bring Lucario, because I said we will. Hopefully we do not have an Iron Hands, and if we do, I need to bring something else. Okay, so we don't see an Iron Hands this time, but we do see a Dondozo. This again is not a particularly good Lucario matchup, but I am a man of my word. We are going to bring it. Do I want to lead with it though? Honestly, probably not. I'll lead off with Dragapult. Dragapult is just such a safe lead. I will bring you, and I will bring... I think I've got to bring Rotom. Actually, you know what? Quaquaval doesn't look terrible. Yeah. I mean, I would bring Tyranitar if I had... I say if I had the option. I do have the option. However, I did say I would bring Lucario, so I'm bringing Lucario. But the Mimikyu might be a bit of a problem. I think this is like some kind of weird utility set, probably with like things like Curse. I don't know. I don't necessarily know Mimikyu that well, but if I had to assume, that's probably what it's going to be. As we see a Hatterene lead. Really makes me want to just Terra and click a button. Partially because I do not switch into this mod. However, I'm gonna not do it once, and they're gonna stay in, and I assume click Trick Room? I don't know, but we're probably losing our Lucario here. You see, when you don't make the reads... Yeah, there's a Trick Room. I could just Terra. I could Terra normal here. I might actually just have to. What else did they have? I don't know what the fuck is in the back, honestly. For Trick Room, Dondozo? Is Dozo like Curse? If Dozo is Curse, then we need to save our Terra. I'm going to go off the fact that I think we can live a hit and go for a Meteor Mash. They are actually going to switch. Are we going to see Dondozo? No, they go into Annihilate. Okay, we're going to miss the Meteor Mash. You know, this is just summing up the full live just perfectly. Honestly, could not be any better. I kind of want to go Quaquaval and just click Hurricane. I am still going off the assumption that Dondozo could be in the back, but I think it's a little bit less likely. Just because I would have thought you'd go into it there. They're gonna Terra. What are you Terraing into, sir? I mean, 2 out of 3 of these mons do... Okay, it's Terra normal. I was about to say, 2 out of 3 of these mons will immediately lose once the Trick Room is over to Terra Ghost. I am going to not Terra. I am going to click Surf. And I swear, if Dondozo is in the back and it doesn't come out now, I will question all my life decisions. They're going to Dragon Punch again. We live on 1, expertly EV'd. And we're going to go for a Choice Specs Torrent Boosted Surf, which is not going to do enough. Is there, what, one more turn of Trick Room? I assume there's got to be one more turn. Yeah, there's one more turn. I could go Dragapult. The Terra Normal isn't looking too bad now, actually. The Terra Normal looks pretty good, so I'm just going to click Surf again. They can Drain Punch for this 1 HP. That could be banded. I don't know. Actually, that's probably not banded. Enjoy your 1 HP though, sir. I hope it gives you everything that you ever wanted. Could you be Scarfed? On a Trick Room team, I would have to think not. I would also have to think that Lucario should be able to knock it out with an Extreme Speed from here. We will Terra Normal. We'll go for the Extreme Speed. Mimikyu in the back wouldn't actually be that bad. You would think if they had Mimikyu, they would have gone into it, but at the same time, they had a Hatterene, and they haven't gone into it. So, who really knows? Are they going to stay in? Okay. It's effectively Dragonite, but not quite. It's like Dragonite at home. It's still going to do a lot of damage. It is Life Orb as well, so yeah, that's just going to knock out Annihilate. I'm pretty sure that will knock out the Hatterene as well. And now we're going to see what else is in the back. What have you got? Shout out to both fighting types in this being Terra Normal. That's something you do in fact love to see. There's been a lot of Terra Normal in this live. But in comes the Hatterene again. There really is part of me that wants to click Swords Dance, because I do feel like I could live any one hit. I can also just click Meteor Mash, and this time it will die. Yeah, there we go. I was gonna say, if we land it, then it will die. Though no attack raise is a little bit sad. And what's your last mon? It's gonna be that, whatever that is. That is the Mimikyu, okay. So we just Meteor Mash this, break its disguise, and we can't actually touch it with the Dragonite. And by Dragonite I mean Dragapult. So we gotta hope that we don't die here, but at least we are immune to its priorities. And since we outsped it there, we're not going to outspeed it on this turn. This is a little problematic, because that did a lot of damage. Trailblaze again? Live? Okay, we lived. That was very greedy. Unless I miss here. Okay, we didn't miss. So I don't know why they Trailblazed the second time. Surely they had Play Rough. You got to assume they had Play Rough. Whether they felt like they needed a second one just to be able to... Okay, well, Lucario, you put in the finest, but yeah, good night. I don't know what they were planning, honestly, there. But it was a very offensive one. It wasn't a utility Mimikyu that apparently has been running around. And shout out to Dragapult, it clicked nothing. It clicked U-turn, in fact. It clicked U-turn on that first turn, and then nothing afterwards. But still, 4-1 for this live, not bad going. The one was just Iron Hands being Iron Hands, and me bringing literally nothing for Iron Hands. So yeah, in retrospect, should have brought the Dragapult, because at least that probably could have dealt with it. Like Choice Banded, Dragon Darts, I'm sure would have done a lot of damage. Couldn't Drain Punch, couldn't recover. So yeah, that, in hindsight, that was going to be the best case scenario, but you know, it happens. If you did enjoy the battle, if you did enjoy this Battle Spot live, please leave a like, subscribe so you don't miss out on future content, and also the support is very much greatly appreciated. We recently hit 250 subs, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for me it is a massive achievement. And yeah, thank you very much for that. Until next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.